Hi and welcome back to my channel. So you guys, I'm super excited about this week's travel video because I'm going to be talking about next year's big travel trends that will make you want to pack your bags like right now. So let's jump right on in. So HomeAway said in its trend report, here are the big travel trends for next year. Supersizing, it says, is taking hold in American vacationing. Demand for castle rentals is up by 55% this year, and demand for estates rose 25%. The reason, you ask? Maturing millennials, who now top out at nearly 40 years old, are exploring less and nestling more with their growing families on vacation, often multiple generations or friends vacation together, according to HomeAway. Excuse me. Just one of the travel trends identified by the vacation rental company. Its data revealed the most popular vacation rental destinations are the biggest up and coming destinations. They also shed some light on the newest generation of home renters. But HomeAway's insights suggest that there are some strategies for next year's vacationing. There are more than 23,000 vacation rental companies in the United States. Didn't know that, according to the recent study by Hostful, a vacation rental booking platform. The U.S. private accommodation market is worth an eye-popping 36.6, you guys, $billion, according to research company Focusrite. So a travel trend you'll love, bigger is better. Larger vacation homes in Las Casa Cantina make sense for extended family groups. Multi-generational travel is one of this year's hottest travel trends, reports a Forbes colleague, Debbie Kickham. The California wine country estate sleeps 10 people for only $68 a person. Where can you go and get that? 10 people. $68 a person. So let me stop right here really quickly. So if you're not quite sure what I'm talking about, so a lot of times when when people go on vacations, instead of going to the Marriott and some of these other great places, they're renting these huge homes. And so you get a cost for however long you're going to be there, and then you take that cost and you split it up amongst the people that are traveling with you. So when you have a huge estate that sleeps 10 people and it's only going to be $68 per person per night, you guys, that's a no-brainer. That is awesome. You're not even going to stay in some of the best hotels for $68 a night, okay? That rivals any nearby hotel option. I just said that, even when factoring in double occupancy. The accommodations are considerably more upscale. It's a Spanish colonial estate located just a mile from a winery and minutes to a casino, Old Town. I don't know how you pronounce this. Timlica, and a classic golf course. So $68 per person per night. You're near a winery and you're near a golf course. The estate offers 4 bedrooms and 3 baths, including one with an antique clawfoot tub. You guys, those are so cute. Elegant formal living room and a kitchen with an original O'Keefe and Marriott antique stove. So HomeAway has also documented a 70% spike in requests for tiny house rentals. These accommodations typically offer less than 500 square feet of living space. They're ideal for a couple who want something cozy and private while not sacrificing the amenities of home. You'll also pay a little less for these rentals, but if you're traveling with kids, don't go for the tiny house. Again, if you're traveling with kids, do not go for the tiny house unless your children are accustomed to RV-like closeness, okay? So if they like that, fine, but other than that, don't do it. And the vacation rental properties are. HomeAway's data revealed another travel trend. Its most liked and most booked properties have something in common. Both HomeAway's most booked property in Lake Bona Vista, Florida, and its hearted home in Davenport, Florida, are close to Walt Disney World. And HomeAway's property with the most positive reviews in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee is near Dollywood. We had the pleasure, we did a girlfriend's getaway a couple of years ago. We had the pleasure of staying in this absolutely beautiful home. I mean, it was huge. I think I told you guys about it before. I'm telling you, if you have a group of people, this is what you want to do. You want to get these houses because cost-wise, it's cheaper per person, and it's just like being at home. You have a full kitchen, you have dishes, you have a dishwasher, so you're not washing dishes by hand unless you just want to. Most of these houses have pools, not all, but most of them have pools in the backyard. They have a game room with a pool table, and other, some of them actually have video games in them. Absolutely awesome. So if you have not stayed in one of these homes, and the one we stayed in was in Florida, and I'm trying to think, what part of Florida were we in? We weren't in Lake Bona Vista. We were right outside of that. But anyway, absolutely gorgeous homes, you guys. Back to my notes. So resort areas take customer satisfaction seriously, and competition for guests is fierce. So it's no surprise that rentals near theme parks will fare very well. So even if you're not planning to visit a theme park, you might get better service by visiting a resort area. Okay, but there are areas far away from resorts that American travelers are discovering. In the last 12 months, vacation rental demand in Ohio's Hocking Hills has grown by more than 130%. It's up 375% over the past 3 years. Why? Because it's picturesque. It's a picturesque destination, and it's in the southeast of Columbus and home to one of the country's most beautiful state parks. Also on this year's up-and-comers list, Newton County, Arkansas, with its very own Grand Canyon and Ozark National Forest, and Loudoun County, Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C., which is not too far from me, is a big area for wine tourism. So if you're into the whole wine scenery, you'll want to go and check that out. The takeaway: when it comes to vacation rentals, you can also find a great experience by zigging when everyone else is zagging. Check out the Hocking Hills if you've already seen Disney World. And let's just face it, most of us have seen Disney World, but I still like going. Another travel trend: Gen Z likes vacation rentals. HomeAway's data, also Generation Z, I'm sorry, just in case you didn't understand what I meant, suggests that the Generation Z, and those are individuals born from the mid-1990s to the mid-2000s, are embracing vacation rentals as no other generation has. For example, 35% of Generation Z travelers are likely to travel with friends, the highest of any group. Generation Z travelers also spend their time away in cities, more than 60% of the time, far surpassing rural and suburban destinations. Also, Generation Z travelers are already familiar with the benefits of vacation rental. More than 3/4 of these newly independent vacation Generation Zers have already stayed in a vacation home, cabin, or condo at some point in their lives. That makes them far likelier than their parents to consider vacation rentals a primary lodging option as they continue to mature. So it should come as no surprise that Generation Z has taken on vacation rentals. After all, this is the generation that grew up in the sharing economy and had parents who took them on vacations where they rented a house or a cabin. HomeAway also noted a staggering 325% increase in demand among travelers with children last year. No, and this is no kidding, okay? Generation Z is being raised in vacation rentals. That was quite interesting. Ready to check into a stunning mansion? So hang on, take an inventory of your group. Okay, so before you decide that you want to check into this big beautiful home, you need to take inventory of your group and ask yourself, what do we need? Okay, sit your group down and say, look, what is it that we need? If you're on the road with your extended family and have a car or a generous budget for Uber or Lyft to get to the grocery store, then by all means book the rental of your dreams. But if proximity to downtown is important, or some members of your party won't have access to a car, then you might consider a hotel instead of a vacation rental. So you've got to figure out what it is that you need and what you're looking for. So let's see. So I just wanted to open your mind because I'm not sure how many people actually know about Home Alone. They have really, really, really great rentals. Like I said, the house that we rented in Florida, we actually got to know the owner of that house, and he gave us some great deals, even as we passed off those deals to other people that wanted to rent his house. Unfortunately, he sold his house, so he's no longer owner of that property, but that's okay. I do believe, and I could be wrong, but I do believe that we are going. I say we. My sister has her business, and I've told you guys about that before. And so we are looking to do a team building in the spring sometime. So we will be renting another home. They probably won't let me cook anything, and that's okay because I really can cook, but I like to pretend that I do. So, like I said, it's just it's an amazing, amazing experience. And just off the top of my head, when we went to Florida, my sister, the room that she had, when and the bed was huge, child, and of course it had its own full bathroom inside of it. So if the bed is here, the bathroom was off to the right, and to the left was a patio door. And when you open the patio door, you right there on the patio, right where the pool is, there was a picnic table with a bench, and then there was a table with some chairs around it. There was some lounge chairs to lay out in the sun, and like I said, it had the pool area out there, so it was absolutely beautiful. We had two big living rooms. So when you first came in the house, when you first walked into the door, my mom had the room that was right here as you walk in. You walked, and then right next to that was the kitchen. And across from the kitchen was the room. My sister had that room. So it was only two rooms on the lower level. Then you had this long dining room table with chairs. I think there was like 12 chairs at that table, if I'm not mistaken. And then you had this huge living room there with the TV and the couch and stuff. And of course, like I said, you had the chair and the little bar area with the bar stools. You go upstairs, and so when you come up the top of the steps, on the back side of the steps, there were two bedrooms back here. And when you walked around the steps here, there were three bedrooms on this side. So my best friend Kathleen, my daughter, myself, we had those three bedrooms, and those three bedrooms unfortunately had twin beds in them, but they were so comfortable. And we had our own room, so there was just an empty bed in each of those rooms. But you see how we had three more people they could have joined us, because there was like 8 to 10 of us in that house. And then there was right outside of my room, there was a little laundry area. You had a washer and dryer, and so where my room was here, to the left of that, Miss Margaret had that room coming on around. Kathleen, her mom, and her aunt shared that room. The room they were in actually had three beds in it, but there was only two people in there. And then there was a bathroom over there, and the two rooms I told you that when you came up the steps that were to the left, they had their bathrooms built into those rooms as well, and it was a huge living room upstairs. And so we had plenty of room. And so again, if you go back downstairs where the garage is, there was a wash and dryer actually out there, and they had a pool table set up, and a pool table, and what's that? A shuffleboard, the little round hockey thing that you hit the puck back and forth. So it was one of those out there. So it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to suggest that when you go on your next vacation, go onto Home Alone. I will put the link in the description box for you to check out the inventory that they have, and book your next house with them. It is just like being at home. Like I said, full kitchen. You save so much money when you're not having to go out and eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and all that other good stuff. Grocery shop when you get there. If you're driving, you can take a lot of the canned goods with you, but just grocery shop for perishable stuff. And then you got plenty of food. Not to say that you can't eat out when you're there, but you get what I'm saying. It's just a great way to save money. So I hope this helps somebody. If you've ever thought about Home Alone, now is the time to check them out. If you've actually stayed at a Home Alone property, let me know that in the description box. I'm just curious about your experience and what type of house you had and where you went, because I will definitely use them again. So that's all I have, you guys. Thank you so much to my newest subscribers. Thank you so much to those of you that continue to support me in all that I do. I love you guys to the moon and back. Until next time, take care.